Wanted to get there early, find her a good spot so you can watch everybody. What you got to do, you got to watch these muckers, okay? That's part of the reason why I don't like to be out late or around a whole bunch of people, because the more people in the crowd, the higher the propensity is that somebody gonna start popping.
I don't hear nobody out there. Hold down.
Around the same time that I moved, Big finished recording his sophomore album, Life After Death, and went out to LA to add some finishing touches and do some press and promotion. Big should not have been in LA for any extended period of time. I have to just put that out there. If he had business to take care of, he should have done it and came back to New York. It wasn't a safe place to be at that time, and this is not something I'm saying in hindsight. I felt that then. When Big would call to check on me and the kids, I'd constantly ask him when he was coming back to New York. I don't know, he would say. I got stuff to do out there. But you've been out there for over a month, I'd say. Pause. But let me tell you something that I want to smack young people in the face for every time I hear it. The older you get, you understand how precious life is. But when you're young and carefree, you don't even know what the hell you're saying. You crazy. You're kind of reckless. When I hear whatever God has planned for me, that's what's planned for me, it's true. But that doesn't mean that you should put yourself in harm's way. Don't help God out. Don't assist the Lord to make you meet him quicker. Use precaution. But some people excuse their reckless behavior with, if it's my time, it's my time. Nigga, it wasn't supposed to be your time. I don't know, he would say. I got stuff to do out there. But you've been out there for over a month, I say. I know, I'm ready to come home. Then you should, I said. Big just sighed. You coming out here for the Soul Train Awards, he asked. I might be out there for work, I said. But I don't know when. As I prepared to come out to Los Angeles, I still spoke to Big here and there. But then I heard that Tiffany was out there too, and that they were still seeing each other. I wanted to communicate with him when I needed to, without getting caught up in the drama again. Right before I came out to LA, Big and I spoke again. Somehow we ended up arguing over something silly. I never spoke to Big again. I flew out to Los Angeles on March 5th, 1997. On my flight, I saw Lisa, a friend of D-Rock's. We were friendly too, and she'd become an occasional liaison between me and Big. Bad Boy didn't send me to the Soul Train Awards, so technically I didn't need to be there. They didn't send you out to the Soul Train Awards the first time, but I don't think this time she was receiving an honor. So I'm learning so much from this book about Faith's relationship with Bad Boy. And y'all, we gonna talk about that Diddy video where he was kicking the crap out of Cassie, okay? We're gonna get there, but just right now is not the time. We're gonna talk about it later on in the week, but not right now. I did not know that Faith felt so alienated from Bad Boy. When she was labeled the first lady of Bad Boy, I thought that that was a title that was held in high regard. But as we remember from prior videos, she said she felt like the first lady of Bad Boy in name only. I didn't know that. Like I said, Faith was the only one at Bad Boy getting paid. Faith and Diddy, the only ones. Everybody else, yeah, right. From what I understand, Big was broke. I did not plan to attend the actual awards, but I knew there would be other opportunities to connect with my supporters and perhaps secure songwriting work. I had started recording my second album and had a few songs under my belt. Oh, so let's talk about Jack Rob Wright again. That Jaguar Wright bitch is crazy. I don't know you, bitch. Talking about that crazy bitch Jaguar Wright. She must be somewhere burning a voodoo doll with my name on it. Because I typically don't mess with that girl. I don't fuck with that lady. Because that lady, I don't know. I don't know. It's something ain't right about her. I do not freak with Jaguar Wright. And I don't want that bitch to come over here and give it to me. I don't want it.
Jaguar Wright is the female Orlando Brown.
Okay. And I believe that Orlando, he plays crazy a lot. I'm not saying that them drugs haven't messed his head up. I'm saying that he plays crazy a lot in order to remain in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Your biggest asset is your mouth, not to sing, but to talk. People know you more now for what you say. And then, like I said before, why do people still talking to her? She said that Faith settled for writing instead of Grammys. This is why I think she's crazy. She gonna get paid off that writing forever. Fuck that Grammy. You know how many broke singers there are out there right now? Them songwriters and producers, they gonna be paid forever. What's wrong with her? The day I came to town, I got a call from a DJ at a local radio station. He wanted me to come on for a brief interview. Faith, he said, you're not afraid to be out here in LA while all this tension is in the air? I've always had love for Los Angeles, I said to the microphone. I've been coming out here since long before I had a record deal. I hope the people here still have love for me. The phones began to light up. The callers were so supportive that it made me feel better, at least temporarily. I went to a celebrity basketball game. I was with my old friends from the early days, Tony and Curtis, and Roz, my good friend from home. One of you in the comments told me that Roz is Redman's sister. They probably mentioned it earlier, but I forgot. My bad, y'all. So don't forget, her friend Roz is Redman's sister. Remember, Faith used to mess with Redman when he was a square. Even though we were happy to be together, I can't say we were all out excited and celebratory. It was more of a low-key, chilled out vibe. I was very conscious of the fact that I wasn't on my home turf. I was keeping a low profile. We going to the vibe party tonight, Tony asked. I'm going, I said. You coming with me? Of course. Do you think Mom would watch CJ for me? I'm sure she would, Tony said. I'll ask her. I want to go early, I said. I hear you, Tony said. Now you know Big is going to be there. Yeah, I said, nodding, I know. Are you going to talk to him? I might. On the night of March 8th, I was at my hotel getting ready to go to the Vibe after party at the Peterson Automotive Museum. My hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail. I did wear my jewelry, a pair of gold hoops, and a thin gold chain. I stood in front of the mirror making sure my hair was neat. And then I slipped on my rings. I had several gold rings in different designs. Some very simple and some were jeweled. I put them on, one on nearly every finger, and then looked at a final reflection of myself in the mirror. We had our security drive us to the venue. I was in the front seat. Tony and Roz were in the back with CJ. We took the baby to Tony's mother's house first and got him settled in for the night. Then we made our way to Wilshire Boulevard. We got there a little bit before midnight, and it wasn't crowded at all, which is exactly what I wanted. My plan was to case the place first, finding the right spot to chill and stay put. Pause. In my younger years, whenever I would go to the go-go, child, the go-go would start maybe at like 10, 11. Child, we wouldn't get there to like sometime 12:31. What? But it was always an entrance. You hear me? It was always like, oh, I'm that bitch. They need to see me walking in. So we had to wait for the crowd to get there so they could see us walking in.
Now, as an old lady, when I go out to party, I need to be back in the house, in my bed, sleep by 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's my cutoff, okay? Because of the trauma that I experienced in the younger years in Washington, D.C. in the 80s, watching motherfuckers get murked after the go-go, 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to be in my bed, sleep. No, I need to be in my house by 12:30, sleep by 1. Blame it on the PTSD from the 80s.
One thing that has always been the case in a go-go, you never know what'll happen afterwards. So you always had to plan your escape route. Mine was to always have my back up against the wall, close to the exit, just in case a nigga pull out that thing and start popping. Okay, inside the go-go. It was ridiculous. The way things evolve over time. Okay, don't forget, this is the 80s into the 90s. When it got to the point where my big titty ass was not allowed to wear a underwire bra, and they had to do all that checking up under my titties, I said, answer no, this is over. She wanted to get there early, find her a good spot, so you can watch everybody. What you got to watch these motherfuckers, okay? That's part of the reason why I don't like to be out late or around a whole bunch of people. Because the more people in the crowd, the higher the propensity is that somebody gonna start popping. She in the area, she trying to figure out the best place to chill, right? A lot of people like to chill at the bar because they know everybody who is there is going to eventually go to the bar and get a drink. So that's where she ended up. Well, if it isn't Miss Faith, it was the singer, Christopher Williams. Hey, Grandpa, I said and hugged him. I'm proud of you, Faith, Christopher said. You've come a long way. I smiled and held up my drink for a quick toast. Thanks, Christopher. Pause. Let's talk about Jaguar Wright again. Do you know she said that Christopher Williams was there sucking on the mince to get in the position that he was in for a hot second? Child, if that shit is true, I would feel so goddamn betrayed. I'm not going to be sucking on no mince as a mince, and my career only lasts a good 5 years. To me, if I'm sucking on the mince and I'm a mince, my career need to last forever, not 5 years. Maybe CW ain't do it right. Or maybe Jaguar Wright just be lying. Because you know she can't stand the CW or the MJB. Whoa, 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 whoa. You don't like the way Mommy's singing? She making you mad? He looking at me like, shut up, Mama. A few minutes after Christopher left, Heavy D came to the bar to get a drink and saw me sitting there. Faith Evans is in the house, he said in a loud voice. We hugged and he kissed me on the cheek. It was always great to see Heavy. I'm coming back, Heavy said, pointing at me as he got his drink and walked away. And I will have you out on the dance floor. Other folks came and greeted me warmly. Within an hour, the club had become packed shoulder to shoulder. Tony and Roz and I were squeezed tighter and had to constantly move one way or the other to let people get to the bar. When I had my back to the bar, I had a pretty good vantage point of the entire venue. But as the space began to fill up, it became harder to see who was coming in and going out. Tony nudged me in the ribs with her elbow. There go Big and them, she said. She moved her chin out and nodded towards the entrance. I leaned back at the bar and sipped on my drink. I see him, I said calmly.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play, won't you come out and play. Hey, taking a ride, hey, hey, on the south side, ooh, ooh, MLK, hey, hey, hey. We like that, oh God. Say what?